Well, I thought I'd update a little bit on the 1953 Chevrolet pickup. I've been able to work a little bit on it. Kind of busy otherwise, and been missing days in my shop. But I've got the mock-up completed. Got the body back off of the frame. Now fixing to start stripping the frame down and finishing up the welding on it, and then get it off to the body shop in the back so we can get her sandblasted, painted, and get some of the final cosmetic parts done on the frame, and then we'll start doing the sheet metal work, and we'll work from till we have probably the cab first, and then the front fenders, front superstructure, so forth, till we have it all back together. I want the engine, transmission, drive shaft all completed before I start actually putting the sheet metal on the frame. So I'm kind of working that, trying to work that sequence of events. Doesn't always work out, but that's what I'm trying to do. So here it is, October 22, and still progressing, but not anywhere near the speed I'm interested in. But I'll walk around the frame here now and show you what's been done up to this point, and where we are on the engine, transmission. We got wheels and tires for it. Got it setting on the wheels and tires and got it like we want it. So I'll just walk around now and show you some of the things we've gotten done. The fuel tank is coming off next. We'll weld up the rest of this, rest of the body once we get it off. Finish with the cross member and parts up on the front end. Get it done. The cab sitting on this little dolly. I'll start on it. Engine, transmission sitting on the floor. 4 new tires and wheels. So we're making a little progress here. One other thing that I want to mention every time I film is that I channel this body on this thing. Most everyone puts it roughly 4 inches above the frame, and I put it 2 inches above the frame to do a little channeling, and it has caused issues that had to be worked through that would not have been there had I placed the body higher on the frame. But it's been fun to solve some of those issues, and but it does definitely cause them. So when you see any of my stuff, always keep in mind that it's been channeled, and so some of the locations are not the same. Some of the things that wouldn't be a problem and wouldn't get in the way are in the way. So just wanted to remind everybody of that. Okay, this is the engine I'm going to put in that 53. It's a 4.3 liter V6 out of a 2004 Silverado. It's being torn down. I'm going to get it to the machine shop. Basically, it'll go back pretty stock. I'm going to do a little bit to it. I think I'm going to board 30 over and put a comp cam in it. And I'm toying with the idea of a turbocharger. I want it to see if I can't boost it up 350, 400 horses. So I like the 200 pounds lighter than a V8. With a little massaging, I'll get pretty good horsepower out of it, I think. I'll redo the valve train on the top to make it up to par. It's pretty good with roller rockers in it now. So change out the springs, set the spring heights, do a little work on the heads. Pretty much do that. So if I had to get it disassembled, when I go back to assembling it, I'll make a full tape on it so that you see how I do it. But I just wanted to say this is going to be the power plant for the 53 Chevrolet pickup. I'm mocking it up right now with another 4.3 that is definitely a core. This one's got 120,000 miles on this one. That one unknown and abused. So we will we'll use this better engine, and we'll do some of the tricks to it to make it peppy. I think it's a good word, peppy. We'll go back with good bolts. You know, rods checked, everything for some horsepower. So I just wanted to make this first little film about that. Almost finished mocking up the 53, and I'm fixing to totally disassemble it and start from the bottom and weld everything up. When it goes back together, it'll be ready. So that's a little short introduction to this to the engine I'm going to put in that. A lot of pros and cons about that. Spend a little money on these, and spend the same amount of money on an LS pull out. Yeah, this will be more fun. It's different. So I do this for fun, not for being like the crowd. So that'll tie up this little piece of the video series on this, and this engine's not been hurt. It's extremely clean inside, so it was well taken care of, except for running it without oil. Minor little thing. So we'll see what we can salvage out of this and what we need to replace. But we'll make it spiffy. It'll be definitely not stock. All right. Okay, this is how I'm tackling the mounts on this 53 at the front fenders. Since I had to cut the radiator support across the bottom, didn't have any place to put the mounts. I'm going to put them on the inside of the fenders bolted to the radiator support through the inner fenders and weld a plate to the frame for the base, and that is threaded, bolted through a mount, and that's the way I'm going to deal with the mounts on either side of the for the fenders front end part of this thing. I've located the fenders to where they're exactly where they need to go, and the height that they need to be, so the hood and all closes well. Remember, on this particular truck, I set the cab 2 inches above the frame instead of 4 inches above the frame. So that will it has caused quite a few problems that have to iron out. One of them is this radiator mount in the front. So this is the way I choose to handle the front mounts up here. The update there on that. We'll get those welded in place here, and then almost be ready to deal. Now let's move around here and look at another place that I've had issues by channeling this thing down 2 more inches, and that is getting the running boards. To do like they're supposed to do. So there's the mock-up of the running board. I've yet to mark where the braces go, and I'll mark those braces on the frame, and then I'll be through mocking that up. The bed is mocked up. That is about all I have left to mock up before I can start tearing it down and fixing the pieces. So there you are. Another little piece of the puzzle. Well, good morning. It's raining pretty profusely here. Good day to be in the shop. Oh, nice and warm. This is a manufactured support for the running board on this side. Have one just like it on the other side. And I cut off the original because the frame comes out up front, and it gets much closer to the body underneath. So I needed to cut off almost all of the old piece here, and then I just put a piece of 1 1/4 inch square tubing and welded it onto the new one. And now I'm going to close off this if I don't burn myself. So I'm going to weld a piece in here to fill that hole, and then I'm going to weld the cap off here to cap that one on, so that it's kind of a little better looking piece. It's underneath the running board, but when I go places, people got to lay down on the ground and look under these things, so got to make it look good under there too. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on there with the running board. Once I get this one finished, I'll cap that one. That one's already welded onto the frame, but I think I'm going to cut all of them off the frame and wait until I have the stance correct and everything level, and then bolt them back onto the frame with Tech screws or something. Anyway, so that's what's going on right here. Is I'm fixing to weld these up. The rain stopped. Boy, I'll tell you, fast it came, it went. It's okay. We've been in a drought here, and all of our crops needed rain. All of our tanks and rivers and streams and lakes are down. So we'll take all the rain we can get right now. Alright, so I'm going to go over here and I'll come back on camera when I get this all cleaned up and ready to weld. Okay, I got this little pug ground and cleaned, and I am using a magnet to hold it down in there so that I can weld it. But I'll get it started with a magnet holding it, and works pretty good for that. So let's see how we get this going here. unplug that. Now let's plug this one. Say these won't fog up, but if you get the right temperature, they'll fog a little bit on you. A little more work on it and it'll be ready. Till next time.